What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about my current shoe rotation, and as always we're going to start off with the pair I've been wearing in my last game. But in this case, as I haven't uploaded this video in the last 2 weeks, it's the last 2 games, and it was the Nike Book 1 in the Sunset colorway. I really like the Book 1, you probably know that already, so I'm going to keep it short about the performance. Great traction performance, very nice cushioning setup in the heel, low to the ground in the forefoot, so if you want impact protection throughout the whole shoe, this pair is probably not for you. I prefer the materials here on this one. Those are textile/synthetic materials. They are softer, they break in more nicely, and they're also a bit lighter on foot in my opinion. And the support features are also very good. Not top tier, but still very good in my opinion. It looks a bit weird, as if you're high off the ground, you're actually not. And in my last 2 games, last game I played, didn't play too well. I scored 10 points only. Still got the win, which was important. We're still fighting for first place or the first spot going into the playoffs. 1 game left next weekend. And the game before that, I had that pair on and I scored 26 points. It was a great game. Actually, I had a lot of fun. We also got the win. And that's it already for the Book 1. Another pair that recently arrived and that I'm thinking of breaking out for the playoffs is the Kobe 6 All-Star 2.0. By the way, I got almost all these pairs you're going to see in the video from Kick. So massive shout out to them for sending them over and making it possible for me to review so many pairs. If they're not from Kicks, you're going to hear it because they're from a different brand than your standard European, like Nike, Adidas, or US brands. And the Kobe 6 is an amazing performer. I actually uploaded my shorts performance review of them today, so make sure to check that out. And I'm also thinking of uploading a full review on these, so let me know if you want to see that as well. Next up are 2 pairs from Puma that I also got from Kicks, and you probably guessed it, it's the Puma Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab, and they are absolutely fire. The only downside is that the MB4 isn't the best shoe on the market. They're definitely fun to play in, but the inconsistent traction performance just holds them back a lot, in my personal opinion. So you just never know what you're going to get with them. And before I forget, I'm also going to show off the other 2 pairs that I got. Of course, they made 1 pair for every turtle. This one is for Michelangelo. This one is for Leonardo. This one is the purple one for Donatello, and the red one is for Raphael. Amazing collab, great storytelling also with the shoes in my opinion, a lot of details on there. The insoles are matching, the boxes are really cool. I like that they're mismatching as well. And they also released another pair, which was the MB3 Low that I also got from Kicks. So again, big shout out to them. And big shout out to Puma for making such amazing collab. I sadly didn't get the MB1s. They also looked really cool in my opinion. Very simple, but still very cool. And unfortunately, I'm also not able to complete the whole collection, which would have given me access to the special shredder pair. But that was only available in the US and Canada anyways, and I live in Europe, or more specifically in Austria. So that's not that sad. I wasn't able to get all 4 pairs. I actually like this colorway the most. I love the color combination, and it's got even more hidden details. We also got a matching insole to the theme of the shoe, or to the character it's matching in the series. Next up is a pair from Way of Wade, also the 13 in the mint colorway. And what's interesting about them in comparison to the other All-City 13 colorways that I got is that they have different materials. They're all synthetic. They seem way thinner, also more breathable, which is nice. And they also feel lighter on foot. And as I said before, I don't like leather materials. These are all synthetic, and I'm really excited to try these out on court, and the colorway is also just beautiful. If you want to know more about their performance, I have an in-depth review of them, as well as a comparison review of the All-City 13, the All-City 12 Encore, and the All-City 12. But I'm still also thinking of maybe dropping a separate review on these, just to compare the differences for the materials. Everything else is going to be about the same. Traction performance should be pretty good, even though this is a kind of translucent setup. You can actually see the Euro plate that they're talking about a little bit here through the translucent part. Here in the heel we have a GU setup, and of course we have a full-length boom cushioning, which you can see very well here. And I actually got another colorway of them as well, as I was also sent the Interstellar colorway. These also have different materials yet again. Looks like leather, it's actually synthetic leather. And the first pair that I got, the Red Stingray All-Star/Red Stingray colorway, had also synthetic leather, but also some parts of real leather according to the box, or the tag on the box. So it's also interesting to see how these perform. Just for comparison, you can see they're a bit more stiff at first. They're also thicker on foot. That's definitely a difference I can see, or I can feel. And here you can see the Euro plate even better here in the front, because it's a more translucent setup. You can really see through there. So it's also going to be interesting to see if maybe the traction performance on these is a little bit different. And of course here we can also see a nice heel tab that they added, or like a carbon fiber element here in the heel on the outside, which the other colorways don't have. It's also a very clean colorway, so definitely let me know which one looks better. Next up is a shoe from SPO Series Player Only. It's a Player 1 Plus, really cool colorway. As you can see, they're not even unlaced yet. They just got in like a couple of days ago and I haven't had the chance to break them in or break them out on court actually. But I've played with them in the past and they're really good hoop shoes. Very good traction performance. I'm curious to try out the fully translucent rubber. I think I've never had a pair like that. And the only thing I didn't like about them too much is that the upper is a bit stiff, especially if you have wide feet. At first, it takes some time to break them in. The cushioning setup is very nice, and that's also the most special part about them is they have exchangeable drop-in midsoles, so you can get a drop-in with more cushioning or with less cushioning, with more support, less support, and you can even buy them separately on their website. So if you already have a shoe and you want a different cushioning setup, you can just get those insoles on their website, which is really cool in my opinion, and which is something I wish other brands would implement as well. Then I have another absolute banger in the rotation, the KD4 Retro Scoring Title. So many details on this shoe and they match my team's jersey so well. So I'm really happy I was able to get them and I really wanted them. Performance isn't the best. I'm not a big fan of them. I have the All-Star colorway also there somewhere here. I don't know if you can see them in the camera. And that was my first pair of KD4s. Actually, I always wanted that colorway because they looked so sick in my opinion. But then I had them on foot and I just noticed that the performance really isn't the best. The thing that bothers me the most is the stiff materials. That's really tough to break in, especially if you have a wide foot. The shoe also has a kind of banana shape. I don't know if you can see that well here, but it's kind of shaped like this. So it bends over that way, which is also uncomfortable if you have wide feet. And the cushioning setup is kind of non-existent. I'm a fan of low to the ground shoes, especially in the forefoot, but I do like to have some protection in the heel areas. I sometimes struggle with Achilles pain. So these really hurt my feet a lot while breaking them in. They do get better, but it's just not a pair that I can wear as often as I would want to because the looks are 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Traction performance is actually very good. They also have a really sticky sound, which is cool. If you're into that kind of stuff, they don't have the loudest squeak, but they have a sticky sound. And the support is also good. The strap here actually does something for support as it's connected to the midsole of the shoe. So it actually really helps to keep your foot locked into the footbed. And that's pretty much it for the KD4s already. Next up is another pair, who would have guessed, of the Nike Book 1. This might be the best colorway, the Book 1 Sedona. I really love the details they put on there. And it's kind of special for me because these are of course inspired, it even says here on the tongue tab, by the red rocks in the Sedona National Park in Arizona. And I've actually been there with my mom. She took me on a vacation there about, when was that? Like 12 years ago, I'd say, 12, 13 years ago. And that was actually the whole reason I started to get into basketball. I didn't play basketball before that. We went on that American trip and I bought a video game. It was like NBA Live 07 at a GameStop for $5 because it was so old already and that was just the pocket money I had left. And that's how I got into playing basketball. The video game looked fun, so when we got back home to Austria, I went to a local park and just started playing. Didn't know anything about basketball, but that's why this pair just kind of has a special connection for me because on that trip, when we visited the Red Rocks, I got into basketball and I'm really grateful that that happened. Of course, it's not only the Red Rocks that made that happen, but this whole trip. And the Book 1's been my favorite shoe anyways. This colorway just makes it even better in my personal opinion. And now last but definitely not least, a great shoe that's been in my rotation for ages, ever since they came out. Sometimes I play more of them, sometimes I play less. The Nike Sabrina 2. I actually get a lot of questions about this shoe, but if I like them, if they're worth it, and I can say, yes, they are 100% worth it. 130 euros or dollars is an amazing price for a shoe like that. They feel similar to the Kobe 5s with a little bit less cushioning and a little bit less support, but they're actually also great for wide footers. Very wide here in the midfoot, and also the toe box is relatively wide for a Nike basketball shoe. They've got very good traction performance. The materials are nice, hard to take any time to break in, really soft. As I said, torsional support could be a little bit better. I don't like when shoes bend that much. But apart from that, an amazing shoe in my personal opinion. Just watch out for durability. They're not the most durable, so if you're gonna play every day with them, they're probably gonna fall apart relatively quickly. If you have one other pair to rotate, or maybe just don't take them outdoors, if you have an indoor and an outdoor pair, they'll do just fine. With that being said, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I also want to apologize for the delay of not uploading for a while. I injured my back last week in training, so I was just kind of trying to get back in shape and get back healthy, so I'm ready for the playoffs. And I just had a lot of other things going on. I'm going to be back to posting more frequently and more often. Hope this video helped you. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it if you could leave a like and also subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any other videos. And also, of course, leave a comment for the algorithm. With that being said, have a good one and see you next time.